First of all, I need to apologize to you guys because I'm sick and my voice might be a bit heavier or risky for you guys, or sometimes I might just do that or sneeze all of a sudden, and I'm just so sorry for that. Anyway, let's go. So let me keep it straight. I am Smiksha. That is, I'm Tangerine, and I want to make a comic. I have been working on it ever since I was 13, but now I want to make it official. I have 6 main characters, and today in this video we are going to understand one of my main character. Her name is Lunci, and I'm also going to design her. My character's name is Lunci. She doesn't have any surname. I don't want to give her any surname because she is not really from Earth, and on top she's an orphan. So I'm just thinking that, like, from an orphanage point of view, I would not like to give her any surname. Then she is a female. Her pronouns are she and her. Her eye color is, I'm going with blue. I don't know what kind of blue I really want it to be. Probably something really light, based on my previous designs. Maybe I will show you guys on the screen. I wanted something light blue, or maybe a little bit on, like, sea greenish blue, something like that. She is going to be 26 years old, and her birthday, I've already decided, it's a bit biased. Wait. What is the year for when someone's 26? Okay, anyway, her birthday is going to be on the 18th of February, and I decided that because my birthday is on the 10th of February, and Lunci is sort of a character that I feel like I can relate to a little bit, and that's why I want, like, she is a bit personal to me. And that's why I wanted her birthday to be around the same year as my, or like around the same month and date as my birthday. And her occupation, okay, this is going to be a bit tricky for you guys. So I'm gonna explain the like what this world is really about, or what the story is really about. So Lunci, she is an unsoul, and an unsoul is this different sort of species which is not really a soul, but it is not also a human being. They are gods, but then again, she, like, okay, this is going to be a bit confusing, so I'm gonna break it down to you. So basically, there are 2 worlds. The first one is Earth, and the second one is Star 54. On Earth, all human beings live, but on Star 54 is where, once the human body dies, the soul goes to Star 54. It either stays there, gives exam to become a god or a minister, or it decides to reincarnate for its next life. So the Star 54 is basically a spiritual world. It's a soul world. And on this star, souls rarely marry. The only souls that marry are like soulmates. So, like, once 2 souls marry each other, they become soulmates, and they, through every reincarnation, they are always together. And Lunci's parents, they are soulmates, but Lunci's mother is not really from the Earth or Star 54. She is an alien soul, which makes Lunci different from everyone else, and that is why Lunci is called an unsoul, because she is not really a soul, but then again, she's not really a human being. Souls don't give birth. That is the law of nature. But Lunci's mom, who is an alien soul, has given birth to triplets, and one of them triplets, one of the sibling, is Lunci. And so that is weird on that planet. That is weird for the story. And so Lunci is, okay, I'm gonna repeat myself. Lunci is not a soul. Lunci is not a human being. She is supposed to be a goddess, but like the god, the being of her goddess is something that is inherited. It's not something that she has given an exam for, which is very common on star 54. So for her occupation, it's going to be that she is goddess of time. Okay, I'm sorry if you can hear me typing because I'm typing as well. So she is goddess of time, particularly of the past. So she manages everything that is related to the past, like one's past deeds, karma, and past life, and all that. But on Earth, because the first half of her, not even the first half, like the beginning of the story is her and her sisters being on Earth, is about I don't know what to give her. Like, what kind of occupation should I give her on Earth? I feel like, okay, the very first thought that came into my mind was a businesswoman because of the image I have of her in my mind. But then again, not really. Like, I want her to be somewhere in business field, but not like in a leading role. I want her somewhere to be like under someone, and that's where she's working on Earth. So like an employee, but like a corporate employee, I guess. Yeah. Okay, I'm happy with that. There's also another question, that is her nationality. So her nationality, I'm not gonna pull her on the earthly terms. I'm gonna give her the nationality of star 54, which is the soul world, the spiritual world, because that's where she is gonna spend, or the story is gonna revolve with her most of the time. Her height, I don't know. I actually don't know. I'm really bad with heights. I'm really bad with giving weights. I just know that like she is going to be tall. She is going to be like the tallest girl in the room. And on top of that, she will wear heels. Yes, I want her to be tall, and I want her to wear heels. No arguments, guys. Okay. Then her race. She, as I told you guys before, she is going to be an unsoul, which means that she is, okay, I'm going to be very repetitive, so I'm not gonna explain it to you again, but yeah, she is an unsoul. She is an alien species, and her hair color, I was actually thinking so hard for her hair color, because, okay, so the base color for Lunci is blue. Like, whenever I think of a character, whenever I think of Lunci, I always end up thinking, okay, dark blue, blueberries, cats. Those are the things I always end up thinking about Lunci. And I was like, okay, maybe I should give her black hair, and like the bottom half of her hair are like blue, like dark blue, that matches her eye color. And if I remember correctly, the first like my very early designs of Lunci were quite similar. We're going with that plan. But now that I'm thinking about it, I want Lunci to be someone who doesn't go that way, And I'll explain it to you further in the video why. But right now I want her hair to be very simplistic. I want her hair to be jet black. I want her to not really go with anything out of the way. She is just trying to merge in with the crowd. She is not someone who would like to show herself as the spotlight. So her hair will be jet black, but her original hair are white. She was born with white hair. She always had white hair when she was young, but she later on in her early teens, or maybe when she gets a job, or when she is in the university, she dyes her hair black, and ever since then she has been dyeing her hair black every single time. Okay, so there's a board section here, and I sort of like made it. I might show you guys it, like what I have on the screen. Next. So what do we have so far? She is really tall. She is an unsoul. She is goddess of time. It's particularly specialized in the past section, and she has blue eyes. She has black hair. She was born with white hair, though her parents are unusual. Now, what does she like and what does she dislike? So, okay, so right now we are going with very, very, very basic things about my character, so I can have a viewpoint of like, what do I want her to look like? You know, what is the general look for her? And later on, we'll go to a more like deeper, more story level, more world building thingies for her. So, this is, I think, the last question for the basic question. I don't know. Okay, we'll see. So, what does Lunci like? Okay, so as I said, whenever I think about Lunci, I keep on thinking about cats and blueberries. So maybe Lunci is someone who really, really likes cats because they're adorable, and it just like fits her, you know. So as I told you guys before, Lunci is someone who likes to merge in the group. She does not like to like stand out. She does not like to take the initiative to do something. She's someone who just finds her comfort in okay, I'm losing words here, in mixing with everyone, you know, in like mixing in the crowd thingy. And it just fits her so much because that just means that she sort of enjoys this. Okay, I'm losing words, but you know what I mean. Like, okay, when you'll see the mood board, you will know what I really mean. I feel like she is going to love cats. She is someone who is a cat person. She's not much of a dog person. For her fashion style, although she doesn't like to stand out in a group, I feel like her fashion style is going to be something which is up to date to today's world. Like she's always following trends. She's always going with what people are going with, you know. So she doesn't like to like wear really common and boring clothes sort of thingy, but she really likes to stand out as a fashionable person. So she's always wearing something that is trending, something related to fast fashion, and something related to what she sees people are wearing nowadays. And one of them is going to be like really deep neck clothing. She's going to love the only thing that she prefers for herself is that she likes to wear deep neck clothing, because everything else about her is based on how she wants to be perceived, you know, like how she wants people to look at her as like someone who's fashionable, someone who is trendy, someone who's normal, you know, who isn't like some really amazing but also not someone weird. She is just a regular person who is interested in fashion, who has natural black hair and stuff. And but the only thing that she really likes for herself is wearing deep neck clothing. That's what she prefers to wear, really tight fitting clothing and deep neck clothing as well. She loves her body, so like she really loves showing it off to other people. She's also going to love to like watch movies. That's just me, guys. I'm just putting my like hobbies I'm sorry, I'm just putting my hobbies here. So like she's going to love watching movies. And wait, what kind of movie should I like make her watch? Ugh, ugh, I'm thinking. Maybe her favorite genre can be like, because like my mom really likes to watch thriller, suspenseful movies and like really documentaries and stuff. Maybe that's what she likes. I don't know. I don't know. What do you guys think? Like, comment. I don't know. What else? About her characteristics, because so far I've only been talking about materialistic things. I feel like she is going to be someone who is. Oh yeah, and also I feel like she is some going. She is also gonna love dancing. She's someone who enjoys dancing because okay, she's someone who gets anxious quite easily. She's always cautious about people, or like what people are thinking about her. So I think so far it's very apparent that she is a people pleaser. She is her mind and her life revolves around pleasing people and making them believe that she is normal, especially because she is an unsoul. So when she is on earth, she really feels the need to look more human, to make people believe that she is a human being. And one of the main reason, because I feel like I should also like let you guys know something. I have released the first 3 episodes of this webtoon on webtoon as a for like a competition, but obviously like it was just a test thingy so I can know what I need to improve, and like the art style is horrible, but from the information that is over there I can tell you this about Lunci, that so all the 3 sisters, they grew up on earth. They never knew who their parents were. They never knew where they came from. They never knew where they belong and who they really are. And because they're not really human beings, and they're goddesses, they obviously have powers. And these powers, when they were kids, would show up randomly, and they're very erratic, very not really like something you can control, especially because they never had someone to help them and to like teach them how to use them. So in Nancy's case, when these powers started to show up and she would randomly go back in time, disappear and like go back in time, see something really horrible and come back traumatized, or maybe something good and come back traumatized, I don't know, like something like that, then she would get really anxious because she is someone who wants to believe that she is normal, especially because she comes from an orphanage, and there's always this need of wanting to belong somewhere, of wanting a family, and of like this insecurity of why did their parents leave them. And Lindsay is someone who feels that quite a lot, and she feels like she needs to be normal, and maybe because of her powers her parents left her, and she needs to prove everyone that she is normal. So when these powers started to rise, she got very anxious, and yeah, I feel like that's where this all people pleasing thing stems from, because this is where she feels like, okay, I'm going to prove everyone that I'm normal, I want to show everyone that I'm normal, and this is like this appearance is how I'm gonna make everyone believe that everything about me is human, and make myself believe as well that I am very much a human being, and everything that is going on with me is nothing but just a mental illness. And what she really dislikes is people who are very egoistic, who are very self-centered, because as I told you guys before, she comes from an orphanage, and this orphanage also had some people who would bully her because of her like her power showing up, and then she also had these white hair, and which just directly made her stand out, and she hated that, and she was bullied for that by other people. So she really hates people who are very egoistical, who thinks that like they cannot hurt anyone, because she has met those people from a very young age, and she knows what kind of people they are, how much they can hurt someone. um, she also hates darkness. She cannot tolerate darkness at all. She does not like it when like she finds herself in that environment. And then again, she hates being vulnerable, or just the feeling of feeling vulnerable. I'm a bit confused about this vulnerable thingy, because I'm writing, the writing is still in process, and I don't want to give you too much spoilers, but she is very, very vulnerable in the first half of the story, and she is quite open about her vulnerabilities as well. And that's why when I'm thinking that, like, okay, she hates the feeling of being vulnerable, she hates the thought of everyone thinking that she is vulnerable, how am I going to incorporate that with the story that I'm writing? Because I just know that, because when she's being bullied as a kid, she always stood out as this weak little child, and she hates that thing. She hates that feeling so much, that like she is feeling helpless, she is feeling sad, she is feeling depressed and anxious, but then again she is showing it so openly. So yeah, I think that's something for me to figure out. But then again, I would really, really like it if you guys can give me some thoughts and opinions on that as well. And another thing, I feel like she is someone who is going to struggle maintaining her relationships and maintaining close friends because of her mental state, because she's always so cautious about everything, that she still hasn't figured out who she really is. So she always, like, her relationships are always end up like breaking apart, because she always ends up thinking more about the other person and how they are perceiving her, how she might be a nuance to them, how they might think about her in a negative way, that she ends up not putting any effort in the relationship at all, and like any effort that she really puts is a negative one, is wrong, and is very self-centered in herself, like ironically from her point of view. Her family is going to contain her father, her mother, her father who is a god of time, and her mother who is an alien species, an alien soul. Her sister, who are another, like, two of our other main characters. They are going to be 6 main characters in this whole series, and the other 2 are Jane and Chul, who are her sisters, like they were triplets. So it's Jane, Chul, and Lunci together, and they are our main characters. And then the other 3 are our male leads. It's gonna be so fun. It's actually going to be so fun. Anyway, so, and her potential future partner is Acchyut. I have designed him a few times, but like it's not official yet, and it's not very much to my liking. So obviously, I think we are going to do that together as well. And I know that I want her to have an assistant. I want all of my 3 main characters to have an assistant, but I don't know what kind of assistant I want them to be. So I have to think more about that. So, in what I'm doing, like what I'm telling you guys in this video, is only going to be about the characters. I'm trying to stay away from the storyline, from the plot line of the series all together because that's something I want to expose in the webtoon and not really in a video. So when I'm talking to you guys about my characters in detail, about their backstories, about what kind of person they are, about their characteristics, that's because I feel like that's more fun. If you know more about the character, it is more fun to know more about their stories. You know, like I would find it more fun if I'm like already interested in characters, if I already know, oh, the character is this kind of person, and then you know, oh, this character has gone through these sort of things, you know, in the story. So next session of this video is going to be understanding Lunci. Now the first half of this video was all about just a general look on Lunci, what kind of person she is and all, and now we are going deeper. We are going to learn more about Lunci, as in like her backstory, her origin, her opinions and all that stuff. Then I have to incorporate all of that into the story. Like, oh my god, I'm already stressing out a little bit, but it's okay, I can do this. Okay, so Lunci was born on Starlight, and Starlight is just another name for Star 54, and she was then taken on Earth. She was born on Starlight, but then she was taken on Earth, where she grew up with her sisters. Okay, and I don't want to go too much in detail why and how is that, because that's something for the webtoon. But on Earth, because she was given to the orphanage, there she was, as I already told you guys before, she was always bullied. And one of the reason why like people bullied her, or why she had to face a lot of struggle in her orphanage life, was because people were scared of her. So the orphanage that she grew up in was was a very religious orphanage, and seeing these kind of things going on with Lunci, Chul and Jane, it got spread out as like the devil's act, like the devil or a possession and stuff. And so not only the children but also the adults were scared of these girls, and that just worsened the case for Lunci, really, because she was already getting bullied for her appearance, for her white hair, and being left alone with two of her sisters. But now she is also getting bullied for being a devil, being a sinful soul and all that stuff. And this really excluded Lunci from the group, you know. She couldn't socialize much with people. She only had her sister Jane. There was Chul as well, but like she is closer to Jane, so she only had her sister Jane, who would always be there for her, who would always like protect her from everyone. And I think, yeah, that is really what sort of society she grew up in what sort of conditions she grew up in. And because of all this, because she had to go through all these problems, she sort of ended up hating her own parents. Because, okay, just think, if you are being bullied, you are socially excluded, you are feared, you don't have anyone to rely on, you see other people being happy because they have a family, you are going to end up hating your own parents. You're going to be confused, you are going to be ashamed, you are going to be angry at your parents, you know. And that is what she really truly feels. And once she is on Starlight, once she learns about her parents, about what kind of an individual she really is, what is expected from her, and why she was left on Earth, she still cannot get over that feeling, you know, because all that anger, all that sadness, all that grief is just bubbling up inside her. And and like on Starlight as well, it's not like Starlight is any sort of better, because she is an alien on Starlight as well. She was a weird devil child on Earth in that orphanage. And now, once she's in Starlight, people are also afraid of her. They socially exclude her. They sort of like, but in a very indirect way, bully her because she is an alien child. She is an unsoul. She is a soul that was never seen. She was a born soul who inherited all those powers instead of giving an exam. Because, and on top, souls are never born, they are created by someone else. Their origin is sort of unknown, but this soul is born. So, yeah, so this is how like sort of her race and all her situation ends up really making her the outcast of the society in both the aspects. And I feel like that's also where her this feeling and this need of wanting to belong somewhere really emerges, and that's what really makes her a like the person she really is, the character she really is, a people pleaser, or someone who wants to merge in with people, who wants to be accepted, who doesn't want to stand out, and who is always anxious, who is always afraid, who is always conscious of her surrounding, of herself, and someone who is all just lost, who doesn't know who she really is and who she really wants to be. Okay, I'm feeling a little bit sad for her now. I'm feeling really sad for her now. Oh, okay. I don't want to cry. I don't want to cry, guys. Okay, I don't want to cry. Okay. I have another question here. How does her being on Earth or on Starlight affect the world around her? So, her being on Earth, obviously, like, it affects the people around her because she's weird. She's this abnormal kid. So it really affects the institute, the orphanage, because I don't want to go into much detail, but like the orphanage also sort of has this benefit from these children that I would like to discuss in the webtoon instead of here. And on Starlight, this is also in like the summary or the outline that you usually read on the webtoon, that on Starlight these outcasts are a blessing but also a curse to Starlight, because all the authorities on Starlight, they believe that the bad things that are happening on their spiritual planet is because of the presence of these unsouls. But then again, the only remedy to cancel that out is by doing an experiment that requires the unsouls. Hence, they sort of have a really, really tangled and confusing, complex relationship with the world they are in. But one thing is for sure, that the world that they are in usually benefits from them. They usually use them. It is something that they are something that the world can gain from them, like they can become more powerful. But then again, they're also the reason there's chaos on that world, in that world. Lunci has a great, okay, not a great, but a very strong bond with her sisters, Jane and Chul. Because they were the only ones who really saw her in her lowest and in her strongest states, They know everything. They were there when she was getting bullied. They were there when she needed them the most. And they were there who can, to some extent, really understand her. So, I said that Lunci hates to be seen vulnerable. But then I forgot that the only time she has actually been vulnerable around, like, to, is like her own family member, around the people she loves the most, around the people she actually trusts, and maybe Acchyut is the one who has seen her side already, and obviously she is gonna hate that. She is not gonna enjoy that. And maybe that's where we can start. Like, it's not, I don't want it to be like a love hate thing, that she hates him and like an enemies to lover sort of thing. But I really want it to be something that is very situational, that is very uh that depends on the condition a lot. For example, because although Lunci feels a lot of rage and insecurity about her being very vulnerable around people that she does not know, or about around just strangers, it's not that like she is very irrational, I feel like she is to some extent a very mature person, but obviously because her state of mind right now is very fuzzy, very tangled, very confused, she may appear that way. But I don't think she's gonna blame Achyut for seeing her in that state, or for witnessing her in that state, or having that perception of her in that state. She's very much a type of person who is gonna understand that, oh yeah, that shit can't happen, and like I cannot really do anything about that. But then again, obviously she's a very emotional girly. She is very much driven by her emotions. So maybe I can do something with that. I don't really have a very clear answer to it yet, but maybe she can do something with that. Like, I can do something with that context. I just need to figure it out a little bit more. So obviously her power is, as I said, she is a goddess of time. So she is going to be someone who is going back in time a lot. She is going to be someone who can see people's past actions, see people's past, or just their past life, or like something like that. And her duty as the goddess of time, I think I had a lot of information about it somewhere in one of my notes, but I just cannot think, like I just don't have a clear idea. And then I have her beliefs and motivation. I'm not very sure if I want to keep it the same, but one of the question is, what do Lunci believe in? What does Lunci believe in? And I have equality, that she believes that everyone should be treated equally, that no one should be bullied just because they are different. And I don't know. I don't know if I like that answer. Because yes, she believes in equality, that everything should be like this and that and blah blah blah. But then again, I feel like justice is a really good answer as well. That she might want to get justice for what was done to her. But then again, I think she's also the type of person who would like to leave her past behind and move on with her life, because everything is like so much for her that she just doesn't want to even like deal with it at all. And she just wants to go on with what she really has at that moment. And she just thinks, okay, yeah, everything that happened. I don't want to bring that shit in my life anymore. I just want to move on. And I believe everyone is equal. No one should be treated differently. And that's just my life motto at this point. I feel like that can happen as well. Like, Lunci is someone who just sees it that way. Yeah. Because she hates her situation so much. She hates it so much. She hates being a people pleaser. She hates her situation. She always tries to make things right for herself. Why would you want to like drag that? Okay, I don't mean it in a bad way, but like, then again, why would you want to drag that so much to get a justice? I feel like she's always just so exhausted by all that overthinking and all that messed up things in her life, that like her plate is so full that she's like, okay, yeah, I don't want justice. leave everything, I'm off. Yeah, maybe that will work. I feel, yeah, maybe equality is okay. Maybe she is that kind of person. What is her greatest fear? She is really, really afraid of being perceived to be abnormal, to be different. That's the greatest fear, no doubt. I think from all that yapping that I've been doing for the past 45 minutes, it's clear that she hates being perceived as weird and abnormal. And what she really wants in her life is to be with her sister and to live her life without thinking about judgment. She really wants, yeah. She is someone who really wants to be confident in herself, who really wants to live her life freely and not really think about other people. But then again, she doesn't want the cost of this confidence to be to like come from hurting someone, you know. Like, okay, I think that's a really good connection, because just now I was thinking about if like revenge is something that she would be looking for. But then again, when I'm thinking from Lunci's perspective, I feel like because she has been hurt so much, she cannot convince herself to hurt someone else the same way as well. She hates that feeling. Why she doesn't want someone else to have the same feeling, even her worst enemies as well, because she thinks that like, why do that to someone else? Whenever she was bullied, whenever she was hurt, um, whenever she was judged, she always felt, why would someone want to do that to her? What do they really get from doing that, you know? And whenever she is in the situation where she can gain something by hurting someone else, she cannot really do that, because it's like, why would I hurt someone else? Why would I make someone else go through the same pain I did just so I can get this thing? I will work extra hard to get that thing. I will face extra troubles to get that thing. But I really, really, really don't want to hurt someone else. Don't want to use someone else in like a negative way, in a bad way, only for me to have that advantage, you know? So I think that is also why revenge wouldn't be a good idea for Lunci as well, because she doesn't want that. And also, one of the interesting things that I wrote here is that although she hates the feeling of being vulnerable and hates the feeling of being perceived vulnerable, she actually cannot hide her emotions. It's so apparent what she's feeling. It's so obvious if she's feeling happy, sad, angry, whatever she's feeling. It's very easy to know what Lunci is like, what kind of person Lunci really is. She does not has many secrets, and she cannot hold many secrets as well. And she also has really hard time accepting new things in her life, because you know, her life is already very unstable, and just having new things in her life makes it more hard for her to handle everything. I also wanted to give like subtle habits to her, subtle things that she might do, she might like to do. And I feel like one of the things is like, she's very fidgety kind of person. She likes to play with things around her. Like if she sees a vase, she's like, okay, I'm gonna just like play with it a little bit. I'm gonna observe it. If she sees a cup of a glass of water, she's gonna like, okay, maybe I can have a few drinks. Maybe I can like, what? Okay, is the water cold or is it like hot? I want to know and stuff. She also has this habit of chipping off the skin of her lips whenever she is anxious or scared or depressed or whatever. She's gonna do that. She is, if she cannot find any like a vase to like play around with, she's gonna play with her lips then. And Another really weird thing that I added is like she loves to barge in people's room and like sleep together with them, like have a sleepover. She's not the kind of person who's gonna like be considerate. Okay, what if they're really sleepy, they're really tired. She's the type of person, okay, I want to go there, I want to sleep with someone, I'm scared, I'm nervous, I'm happy, I'm gonna sleep with them. Yeah. Here it has, people how do people perceive her, and how what kind of person she truly is. So people perceive her as this weirdo, awkward person who needs help, and to some extent can be a responsible person. Like if you give her a responsibility, all the people don't really trust her with those kind of things, but if you give it to her, she is responsible. Like they will know, like people know, if you give something to her, she's gonna get it done. Although it's less likely that anyone would give her anything. What she okay, I'm gonna change the question. What she feels like she is like, okay, what she feels like, okay, wait, I cannot make a sentence. Whatever, English is not my first language, guys, leave me alone. So she feels like she is sort of a depressed person who also needs help. She's always stressed and she is filled with hatred and she is always lost. She doesn't know what kind of a person she truly is inside, and what she truly can feel, what she truly can believe, and she feels like she's a weirdo. So she pretty much believes what people believe about her. Her perception about herself is truly what people perceive of her, because she always keep on thinking about how people perceive her. So this was everything about Lunci so far. There are still many aspects about her that needs to be filled out. For example, her character development arc, her motto in life, and what kind of person she will become. What is going to be her relationship with Acchyut, and maybe I'll figure it out once I know more about Acchyut. But for now, this is what Lunci really is. I really hope you guys enjoyed knowing more about her. I truly enjoyed learning more about her, and also like thinking many things, like thinking more, thinking deeply about what kind of person I want her to be. uh, I don't know what the design looks like so far, but I hope it's good. I hope I like it, and I hope, okay, no, this is going to be the official one. I cannot change it. I cannot. This is going to be the official design for Lunci. And if you have any thoughts, any opinions, any recommendations that you would like me to know, please let me know. I'll see you in the next one, where I will once again be drawing another one of our main characters for the webtoon. And yeah, see you later. Bye.